Hi, this is Carlos Cousins, and the following SAT writing question is asking us for the best way to conclude this entire passage. So we didn't have a clear thesis statement here because there was a question about it. So it's up to you to sort of come up with that. A really good idea would be to look at this concluding paragraph because it sort of sums up the main argument. So that's why, unlike most questions of this type, we're going to be looking only at the conclusion paragraph rather than the thesis statement because we were not given one. We had to come up with one on our own for one of the questions. So let's focus on this paragraph. We are talking about here that new research is telling us about the importance of touch and that is changing the way we understand human development. We have some evidence backing that point up. And then we've got this concluding sentence already here. Maybe we can add another, and this is what these questions ask about. When we want to conclude with a sentence, we're talking about the addition of another at this little square here, or maybe not have one at all, like no change says. So the last sentence says clearly then, the more that we learn about the sense of touch, okay, so research, we saw that, the more we come to appreciate its beneficial power. Yep, it's good. We saw here that it could lower blood pressure and heart rate and also alleviate stress and anxiety. The vital role it plays in our physical and emotional lives. Okay, so physical, yeah, so we said we've got lower blood pressure and heart rate, so these are physical things. Emotional lives, so it can alleviate stress and anxiety, so that seems to be emotional, but also, these studies that show that other primates, so primates including us in this point of view here, can have greater group size and are more, have better coherence, which means that they're more social with each other. They can survive with more primates around. Or in our case, we get along with more people. So it looks like this has physical and emotional pluses. So that looks really good so far. Maybe we have a better conclusion following this sentence though. So that is already there. It's already part of it. Let's see if these additions make sense. While some people still follow Watson's theories and don't hug their children, they're in the minority now because most of us know that touch is good. Well, this seems to be focusing on Watson a little bit too much. We mentioned Watson in the second paragraph, and his name is mentioned in passing in the third, but it's not the main point of the third paragraph. In fact, again, that's another one of those topic sentences that you could change as one of the questions, and the right answer did not include anything necessarily related to Watson, but about the brain development of a child. So it's not mainly about Watson, even though his theories were discredited. We're not talking about his theories being discredited in the entirety of the passage. We're talking about other things. We're talking specifically about touch and how it's beneficial. So we can get rid of that one. Answer choice C says researchers concluded that as the first sense that we develop, touch is also the most important. Now, we didn't see any evidence that touch was actually the first sense that we develop. Earlier in the process, in the passage, it said that touch was to be elevated above the other senses, which means that it is more important. But it doesn't necessarily say that it was the first that was developed. So that one just has something that we're not sure about. Answer choice D says, in conclusion, touch is emotionally and physically important to our development. So this looks really good. Emotionally and physically important seems very similar to what we said. So emotionally and physically were actual words used in this previous sentence here, though, right? Yeah, physical and emotional lives, it's beneficial to them. And then also important, and here it says the vital role, which is almost about the same thing. So basically repeating the previous sentence. And here we've got this clearly then and now and in conclusion. It seems to be repeating it almost word for word. Now this would be potentially a better rewording of that sentence, but think about this as an addition at the end. So it would be maybe too much to have this said twice. It's already been said in the last sentence as it stands. So the best answer choice here is answer choice A. I hope that helped with this problem, and happy prepping.